We're not in the 8th inning on tax reform, we're barely in the 1st inning. Politically, Trump has to win support in the House. He also has to win support in the Senate. He might have to get support from Senate Democrats, which will be really hard, especially since the Senate Democrats the Associated Press talked to interpreted his plan as a giveaway to the wealthy. The economics and the politics of this are intertwined. What's really happening is if Trump cuts taxes too much, the deficit could explode. And the problem with that is Republican lawmakers are going to be wary of tax cuts that cause the deficit to rise too much. Now, what Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said is that the economic growth is going to exceed 3%, and it's going to be so fast that it's going to offset the loss of tax revenue. The problem with that is that most economists say that that theory doesn't hold water. The economy simply can't grow fast enough, even if it improves, to offset the loss of the tax revenue from the lower rates. There's several options with this. Either the Republicans need to be okay with higher deficit levels and be willing to pass tax changes that might only last for a decade or less, because under Senate rules, anything that's permanent would also need Democratic support to get that 60-vote supermajority. So that's one option. The second option is that they figure out other ways to offset the loss of revenues. And the House Republican plan tried to do that by basically imposing what's known as a border adjustment tax, which is a tax on imports. And then another possible option is they're coming into this with a set of principles. These are their guidelines for negotiating, but we're going to see things change and get amorphous again. And they're going to come out with something totally different. And then perhaps the fourth option is that we don't end up reforming tax code despite the best efforts of the administration.